Hi, Dorothy. Thank you so much for getting your work submitted. At this point, I want to show you a couple of issues that I'm having here with your file. I think the main thing is that you've entered. I'm sorry, you've submitted an Adobe Illustrator file, and that precludes that if you're going to be using images, the Illustrator they would have to be embedded into the Illustrator file in order for the viewer to be able to see them. But I can see that they're not embedded, so that's problematic. That's typically why in critique boards we submit PDFs so that we're not confronted with the issue of um, the viewer not having the font that's used, the viewer not being able to see images that aren't embedded, etc. In PDFs, everything's embedded, so we're going to see the work exactly as intended. Let me show you what happens when I open this. So I downloaded this, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to open that up in Illustrator. And here's what happens. As soon as I try to open it up, I get these warnings. Could not find a linked file. Square3.ai, and then we say ignore that one. I won't be able to replace it because my computer doesn't know where that file is. That's the whole reason why we embed images. So then I say ignore that. And there's another Square4 AI. So it looks Square 2 and Square 1. So what it looks like to me is it looks like you composed the work, right? The master file, the 15 by 20 with the black background, and then you created the individual compositions in Illustrator, and you place those Illustrator in the master 15 by 20 black background composition, but the problem is they're not embedded. Okay, so I'm going to say ignore that, and we'll see what happens with they're not embedded. This is what I have here. I have a 15 by 20-inch black background with nothing. Now, if we see the links field in Illustrator, then we can see that all of these links have not been embedded. When you place your compositions into Illustrator, once you place them, all you have to do is embed them. So what you could do is just come over here and say embed, where is it? Embed images. Okay, so that should be reviewed. I mean, that's from Illustrator, so your Illustrator classes. So that's exactly what you want to do in that regard. My recommendation is to submit a PDF, but I can't really grade this right now because of the fact that there's nothing to grade here. So my recommendation here is to go ahead and save it out as a PDF and then resubmit. Do so quickly so that I have time to give you comments. I'm typically not in my studio on Saturdays. It's the one day a week I take off. And so if you get this in later today, that would be fantastic. Otherwise, it might be Sunday morning before I get to comments. So try to get this in later. I really love to get comments back to you so they can use those comments and apply those comments to Sunday's submission. Does that make sense? Okay, if you have any questions whatsoever, Dorothy, please let me know. Thank you very much.